Hey basketball coaches and players, today I am going to give you some 3-out, 2-in basketball plays that use simple screen and rolls. Of course, the screen and roll is becoming more and more popular, so these are definitely going to be very good plays to run with your team. Let's get down and let's check out these plays. So this first play, we are running up against a man-to-man defense. Of course, the first two plays, what I'm going to do is do some different man-to-man plays, and then the next two plays after that, we will be doing some zone plays. So in this first play, we are going to be having player 3 set a screen for player 1. At the same time, we're going to be having player 5 pop out to the three-point line, and player 4 setting a screen for player 2. This is very important. Each one of these players needs to be doing this all at the exact same time. Now, from there, once this has happened, what we're going to see is player 1 using player 3 as a screen. Player 3 is going to be rolling towards the basket, and player 2 is going to be using player 4 as a screen. So basically what we are looking to do here is to create multiple opportunities for us to score. So if player 3 hedged too far and player 1 didn't switch, we would have a pass down to player 3 for a layup. If player 1 fought through the screen and player 3 didn't hedge all that high and was able to stick with player 3, we may have a pass over to player 2 for a 3-point shot. Of course, player 1 could always shoot the 3 as well. That's always an option. However, if the pass got in to player 3 blue and the defense was too strong, or player 5 red popped down to play some help defense, we could have a pass out, a kick out pass to player 5, and now player 5 could hit that 3-point shot. Hopefully you have some players who are bigs who can shoot the 3 as well. I always like to teach every single one of my players how to shoot a basketball better. The reason for that is the game has expanded to the 3-point line. There's more and more teams that are looking for 3-point shooters. Whether you agree with the 3-point shot or not, it's part of our game, and we really need every single one of our players to know how to shoot a 3-point shot. Now this next play, again, is going to be up against a man-to-man defense. We're going to be having player 3 and 2. They're going to be then popping down towards the corners, and then what we're going to have is player 4 and 5 setting what I like to call is a sandwich screen on player 1. Now, when those players set that screen, player 1 needs to make a decision. Will he be going left or right? Let's say for the sake of arguments, he goes left. Of course, he could take that shot, but we are looking for the strong hedge, and we are looking to have player 5 roll towards the basket so we can pass him the ball for the layup or the dunk if you're an older team. However, if this was a pass into player 5, there was a help defender from one side or the other, he needs to be able to kick that ball out for a 3-point shot. Now, really quickly, if player 5 didn't hedge, player 1 fought around, of course there would be no help defenders needed. At this point in time, what I would like to see is for player 5 or player 4 to pop out first, player 5 to continue through, and of course we're going to have a screen for player 2. Player 2 is going to be cutting. If he is open, definitely hit him up for a layup. If he is not open, what I want to see is now a screen on the other side for player 2, and then I want to see a screen up for player 4. Why I want to see this is because now player 4 can cut and player 3 can cut, and one of those two players should be open. However, the other option to do is now, instead of player 5 setting a screen up, we can have a pin down screen by player 4. Player 4 pops up to the elbow or the 3, which allows more room for player 3 to operate if he was to have a layup, or we can kick it out to player 5 for a shot. Now, really quickly, before we get over to the zone offense of the 3-out, 2-in screen and roll offense, definitely something to think about is my complete 5-out basketball complete guide down in the description below, but also my unbeatable and perimeter basketball defense books down there as well. Now we're going up against a 3-2 zone defense, and of course what we really want to do is to try and overload a side while we are running a play. So what we're going to do here is have a quick screen for player 1, and we're going to have player 1 use that screen. While this screen is setting up, I really want player 4 to cut over towards this side, and he may be another option that we have, because by player 4 popping over, we're going to be forcing player 3 out a bit farther, which now is going to be player 3 trying to cover that pass, but also need to bring up that baseline defender, because player 3 is going to be rolling towards the basket. Why is this so deadly? Well, let me show you. Of course, player 1 could take that shot. Player 1 could pass over to player 4, but we really want to get that ball into the key. This is one of the ways that you can beat a zone defense. And by getting that ball into the key, that's going to be rising up or raising up player 4. We can have a pass down to player 5 for a layup. We can have a kick out to player 4 for a 3. We could get a pass down to player 5, which would then maybe even collapse players 3 and 4, which would then be a kick out to player 4 or to player 1 for a 3-point shot. Now against a 2-3 zone, what we're going to have, and what we really have to know how the 2-3 zones work, and that's basically their zones there. Any of these overlapping areas here are double team locations, so usually if you're running a 3-out 2-in offense, you're going to be having a trap up top trying to force the ball handler left or right. And from there, what we're going to see is at that point, players 3, 5, and 4 moving up just a bit higher. They generally don't go past the free throw line extended, but of course, that is not necessarily a rule that all teams go by. So when this happens, what we want to see is for player 5 to come up into that screen. While he's heading up, I want to see player 2 cutting down towards that corner. When player 5 sets that screen, I want player 1 to use that screen. That's going to be bringing player 4 down to cover for blue. And now player 5 is going to be coming off of that screen. Now, as you can see, this is quite cluttered up in this corner, but we have player 3 who's essentially guarding 3 players along this side, and he'll be probably playing a bit higher, but still cannot contest that shot because, of course, this is just a quick pass over, and of course, we can just absolutely destroy this side. So he's going to be playing a bit off, which could allow player 1 to take that shot. The next option is for player 5 to roll towards the basket, and that's what we are really looking at, because by passing it into player 5, we're going to be bringing up the baseline defender, which is player 5, red. Player 2 could then cut baseline, and that could be an easy layup. There's so many different options that we have by getting that ball into the paint against a zone. Of course, this is just one of the plays that can really absolutely destroy 2-3 zone defenses. And this is actually a play that would not work against the Unbeatable basketball defense that you can go check out down in the link below. I hope that these plays help your team win more games. If they do, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.